Sir, there's talk of an egg battle. Does it have sound? If so, let's turn it on. There's complete chaos. People are desperately scrambling to purchase eggs. Where is this place and what time period are we talking about? The day before yesterday and the United States, there's an incredible egg shortage there, or an unbelievable rise in egg prices has begun. In such cases, Americans love to bicker with each other in every setting. This bickering was quickly followed by a frenzy. Unfortunately, this situation brings to mind the scenes we witnessed amidst the pandemic when people were uncertain about their ability to acquire essential items like food container lids. Now, there's a similar frenzy happening here. Let's move on to the reports conducted by a few institutions from the American press regarding this issue, as these reports contain references to Turkey. On CNN International's page, it is stated that the egg shortage in America has led American businesses to turn to Turkey. According to data from the Turkish Egg Producers Central Union, Turkey intends to export around 420 million eggs to the United States during this year. This has been said to be the highest number so far. The increase in exports came as avian flu has killed over 140 million egg-laying birds in the United States since 2022, and just in November and December, 17 million chickens were killed. Less chicken means less egg production, and higher prices are being mentioned. They have included a statement from the Turkish Egg Producers Central Union saying that the most important reason for the increase in export capacity is bird flu. Let's move on to the Bureau of Labor Statistics. Apparently they have such a bureau. A carton consisting of a dozen large grade eggs, averaged last month, was sold for $4.95. That is $5. A dozen was 10. Was it 10 or 12? A dozen is 12. How much does 1/5 of 12 make? So it means 0.40 comes to about 40 cents. There are other brands here. Let me skip them. How much does it cost? Let's translate it into proper Turkish and find out how much it is there. It will take months to replenish the lost herds, and the U.S. Department of Agriculture predicts a 20% increase in egg prices this year. He said there are topics here related to their internal affairs and livestock that may not concern us much, but the aspect that concerns us is Turkey. There's obviously the problem with exports, and another publication called the Austin American Statesman states that since January, the U.S. Customs and Border Protection in Texas. In a press release on Friday, the agency's agents declared that an approximate 90 individuals successfully halted the smuggling of eggs across the border from Mexico into the country. They say each egg costs 15 liras, so they're afraid it will increase even more, which is why there's been a rush. In Texas, the Austin American Statesman, a Texas publication, has been under my scrutiny since the start of January. I'll be taking another thorough look. In a press release on Friday, the U.S. Customs and Border Protection agents stated that at least 90 people from Mexico have been prevented from smuggling eggs into the country. Truly strange things are happening in the world. In El Paso, Texas, the professionals, who are also referred to as the U.S. Customs and Border Protection experts, are well known. They specialize in their field. In connection with attempts to smuggle prohibited items such as raw eggs, have issued a total of approximately $4,000 in fines for 16 violations. In other words, the situation is such that they have already closed the border to prevent people from coming. Perhaps they are doing this because the product might be diseased, but the United States has faced a significant shortage because it cannot produce eggs and has had extensive culling due to bird flu. But egg smuggling is something I'm really upset, honestly, because I've never heard of that before. They have detained 90 people and fined 16 civilians to the tune of $4,000. Let's see what else is here. The U.S. Customs and Border Protection Agency, due to health concerns related to highly pathogenic avian influenza or bird flu, yes, this is correct, I assume from Mexico, raw egg imports are not allowed in this jurisdiction. They say no one should enter. After all, it's a health issue. They will take precautions, and along with this, regarding egg smuggling, the American authorities are working. So, can eggs be sold from Turkey to America? There are questions about whether we would consume eggs at a higher price if such a thing happens, and exports increase significantly, and an explanation has been made on this matter.
Measures have been taken against the supply balance that could be affected by exports. It was decided to reduce the number of eggs sent abroad. The bird flu outbreak has deepened the egg crisis worldwide. There has been a particularly high demand from the United States. Due to the outbreak, thousands of chickens were culled in the country. It was announced that due to the crisis, they plan to export 120 million eggs. Although this figure is recorded as an egg export record, measures were taken against potential price fluctuations in egg prices before the month of Ramadan. It was decided to apply a support of 50 cents per kilogram and a price stabilization fund deduction for table egg needs. The decision was published in the official Gazette. A statement regarding the decision was also made by the Ministry of Trade. It was pointed out that the supply and price balance of eggs was disrupted due to the regional avian flu outbreak that began to be observed in the last quarter of 2024. It was stated that the fund deduction decision was made with the expectation that external demand would continue and domestic consumption would increase due to the upcoming Ramadan. The ministry emphasized that measures will continue to ensure access to food at reasonable costs in the future. ACCC, on one side, on these seats.